Hello? Hello, 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 hello. How are you today? Oh, I think our controls are here. Beattie. Beattie's the name. William John Beattie, International Director of the British People's League. We'll just get this whole adjustment going here. And today is October 16th, 2014, the year of the Ebola. I think the camera adjustment's all right, but when I get a full red ensign in there, our good old Canadian flag. I do need an executive assistant. Any volunteers? Okay. So how are you today? We're feeling pretty good. Still not happy with this little gadget here. Look at the Queen, good old Queen Victoria, and the flag. You can see the picture photo gallery there to the left. Okay, we'll try again. Beattie, John, International Director of the British People's League. Here at you this October 16th, 2014. How are you today? Yes, there's a bit of space in between the dinosaur news because, as I've said, until donations come in, well, sometimes the show gets delayed because we do want our internet bill paid. I can't keep paying it out of my pension. Last month's was covered, as you know, as they announced. And I don't want to get into whines about that. So there's plenty of info on how to donate on the British People's League website homepage. Speaking of addresses and home sites and so on, Candor, our good Rock of Gibraltar buddies across the pond, come out with another issue 855. The September issue has been received in the mail by a lot of subscribers very recently. Oh, even a couple of weeks back. Some even towards the end of September, right on time. Volume 75, number 2. Candor, our buddies. Let's see if we can get Candor up here on the screen. Candor. So there you have the September issue. The logo to serve as a link between Britons all over the world in protest against the surrender of their world heritage. So, there you have it. It's out there. Candor, C-A-N-D-O-U-R, candor.org.uk, candor.org.uk. The best plug we can give for our friends in the States is the League of the South. Click it on Google, League of the South. I don't have their exact site to the tip of my tongue. So Ebola. As friends of the British People's League know, this show is set up for internal British People's League and friends. We don't normally get into the world news. We like to promote news of our own, the British People's League, etc. We're going to bring the idea of Grizz. I've got that name at the top of the editorials. But we can't get around the Ebola business. Ebola. Almost rhymes in a sad, sick way with boa constrictor snake. I've been promoting Grizz for a while at the top of the BPL homepage as to his activity, this gentleman's activity, on behalf of the British People's League friends, in a village half an hour from Minden here, in Fenelon Falls, Ontario. Shows were spreading. When we've got people I can talk about openly. But am I? Grizz perhaps is a legal, political, underground cell nickname. But this fellow is known well to a lot of the younger set. Grizz was in charge of security to 2 different well-loved taverns in the area. The Rockcliffe Tavern here in Minden, and the old Northwood, the old Beacon Hotel up in the village of Halliburton. So we're spreading from village to village in the central core area of Friends of the British People's League. No membership, no tight organization, just friends of the British People's League. But Grizz, the reason I mention his name, I retired from my business, but his name would come up when I traveled to the different areas of Ontario in my business I retired from the end of December. And I'd be talking about standing up for our British core values, British Canadian values, European roots. And Grizz's name would come up. Out of the blue, hey, you sound like that Grizz fella that used to be security at the pub, or what have you. So Grizz is retired in Fountain Falls, a big older gentleman with a cane. But I'll tell you, if you live in the Fountain Falls area, Grizz is in the lineup at the supermarket, standing up for the British People's League. Grizz is on a park bench, sitting down talking about the British People's League. Grizz is on the main street talking about the British People's League. He never stops, comparable to an evangelist in the old Christian days when they used to be in the street corners. That's our Grizz. And we do bring up constantly the British People's League. We want to be tight-knit. We want to create our own island of sanity in a world gone mad. Don't you think it's a nice feeling that we are building some legal underground network cell systems whereby people of our own stock and our own kind talk our own language, talk our way of life, our ancient values? Don't you think it's a good feeling when there's near hysteria out there in the world about Ebola? Don't you think it's a nice feeling to have your inner clique where you know at least you've got your own people you can talk to about the horrible situation? Yakking to locals worried about situations, but you know, we've all got friends who we go out for the Tim outing, or wherever your donut spot is for your break of the day, with your friends, 2 or 3 pals. Well, as said on the main editorial, an underground legal political network, just as in World War II, underground political networks, legal. And it'd be great. So when you're at Timmy's, think you've got 3 people sitting there. Well, you are the potential of a political, legal, underground cell. Give it a code name of Mary, Tom, Dick, or Harry. With such a cell, at least you know you're with your own kind, and yes, there's a linkage indirectly through me. So not every Tom, Dick, and Harry is going to know who the cells are. Grizz, yes, he is another contact through whom legal cell structures may well be known. So if things get worse and worse, we will have our own networking rather than count on the federal governments or the provincial government and local municipalities. They don't even like to talk about federal matters, etc. And yes, I am in the running for the position of Deputy Reeve in the local municipality, Minden Hills. But again, that is a focus on the municipality, which in a lot of cases it should be. So we've got our platform here on the Dinosaur News. By the way, the Ontario municipal elections, including the municipality of Minden Hills, are held on October 27th, so we'll see how we do. I'm confident that I'm going to win. That'll be a day job for the next 4 years. Not affecting the British People's League in the slightest. For campaign news on the Minden Hills situation, especially our run for the position of Deputy Reeve, our campaign site, with a bit of a chuckle of a name, johnbeattie.moonfruit.com, johnbeattie.moonfruit.com, and that's our campaign page. Okay, and the two matters are entirely separate. There's opposition press out there trying to maintain that the two are linked. We're not linked. I may be the same person, but hey, lots of people have day jobs, don't they? So I'm after a new day job, and I know I'll do a good job at it. Keep it totally separate from the British People's League. So back to the Ebola thing. The Canadian government is talking, the federal Canadian government of Canada is talking already about the possibility of banning all flights from the affected areas of Africa. At least they're talking about it. That's a start, ahead of other countries. And I'm sure they'll do it. I'm sure the Harper government here will stop all flights from the affected countries out of Africa where the Ebola is spreading dangerously. And again, having a network of friends who are tuned in here, I think it gives a feeling of confidence. And yes, after the municipal election, yours truly will get these Dinosaur news programs on more frequently as we used to have before I was talked into running for the position of Deputy Reeve. More frequency, but it'll be balanced as a teeter-totter on donations coming in to cover the $100 expenses. That's all. $100 a month covers the basic expenses here to put the programs on. The internet charges and the server charges. You know, we have an editorial on the current British People's League page, home site. And the editorial outlines exactly how to set up confidential political cell network. Again, to give a feeling, a sense of security with all the chaos out there, and especially with the current situation about Ebola. Well, I'm sure the big shots at the top don't want to lose any of their family members to the disease, so I feel they'll come up with a solution, medicine, hopefully, to help all the people. And regardless if we, the British People's League, stick up for our white people and our white race, we don't wish ill on any race on the planet Earth. The sufferings of the people of Africa, you wouldn't want to wish on anyone. But by the same token, we don't want to share it. If you look right into the origins, even do Wikipedia, you'll find out handling bushmeat, it's called. Handling bushmeat. Well, when they're hacking up the monkeys over there with the machetes, and sometimes they nick their finger, okay, and there's a bit of blood. So that bit of blood has caught the contagiousness of the bushmeat that they're handling. That's right in Wikipedia. So there's the origins. It will be spreading, but 25 bucks. Western civilization will clamp the doors on something as hysterical as this situation, because the big shots at the top, the big shots with big dough, the high up middle class with big money, it might affect their lives, their family, their students, their family going to pretty high class colleges or wherever. There was a scare in Central East Ontario. They had to check someone out at a hospital for the Ebola scare. And again, if nothing else, we can network and contact each other, support each other morally when there's panic. We're building our network on that basis, and Grizz is showing the way how to do it. Anyone in Kawartha areas of Central Cottage Country, Ontario, wants to catch this Grizz fellow, just tour Fenelon Falls. It won't take you long. I'm sure you'll catch him in 2 or 3 hours, because he's right there in the core one way or another. And I'm bringing it up as an example. Now, those of you who have followed the British People's League for some time, Grizz was on our audios, 4 or 5 years ago, when we started out with audios, and then yours truly dragged into the YouTube. And all of this business of trying to build up a network of patriots, I'm just coughing at the time here, I've had to be dragged into it, the modern age of technology. It was a good coach a few years back who suggested that John Beattie try YouTube. I can't even hang drapes, let alone fiddle with buttons. But as previous Dinosaur News shows have pointed out, we'd be dragged into it with the help of a great web person. 2 actually. There was one in the motherland and one in Western Ontario. They were sure patient. But the whole purpose was to have a base for those of our stock, our kin, those of our kind, whether the motherland or Aussie land, good old Australia, New Zealand. Speaking of New Zealand, I see Prime Minister Harper, and every now and then, you know, I've got to give this guy credit. He's trying to stand up for New Zealand to get a temporary seat on the UN Security Council. So it's pretty good seeing Harper photographed with the New Zealand Prime Minister with the Union Jack in the background. So the links and ties are still there. Harper knows where his bread and butter's buttered. So we're not talking totally in the wilderness here. And we do have the Royal Canadian Air Force, the Royal Canadian Navy. The ties are still there for our peoples. We don't hate other peoples. We don't wish ill will on other peoples. We just want our own kind to be preserved for eternity. Not have our young intermarrying with all of the other races, and there goes our ancient traditions. There goes the study of Shakespeare. Bye-bye. Dickens. Bye-bye. I'm reading Constitutional Law book on Britain. Hallam. H-A-L-L-U-M. I have the book. The date of this book, 1870. Wonder if it'll show up on the YouTube screen here. It might, if you really squint. Let's see what we can do with this. Hallam, Harry Hallam. Now we're trying to get it in the screen. The date is there. I just got to, it's by my fingernail. There! We got her, 1870. For those people who doubt Beattie's library. Anyway, just a close glimpse, but I'd like to bring it up again for you. But you saw it there. Whoop, whoop, there. If I keep my hand steady here. There we go. Constitutional History of England. So what's the point of bringing that up? Well, we'll go right back to the little curveball I threw a few minutes ago. If your grandkids are marrying third world new arrivals, are they going to be interested in our history? No. It's up to we of the British People's League to maintain our history and bring it forward into the modern age. And keep ourselves safe from the modern age diseases, the whole bit. And we'll do it, by golly, by gum, we'll do it. That's what these Dinosaur News YouTube shows are all about. Maintaining our history into the modern age. With zest, vim, and vigor. Hope you've enjoyed today's show. Study the cell networking plan, legal cell networking plan on the BPL editorial page. There's not that much. We try and keep older stories. We put them into the archive so that it doesn't take long for the BPL page to come up, and that editorial tells it all like it is. So nice to be at you again this October the 16th, 2014. Those of you who are out there who have come and gone into our YouTube shows and checked it out, don't give up on us. We're here. We're here for the long haul. We're here for you. If you could be here for us, and a little donation would help. A little bit from a lot of people keeps things going. And again, the donation spots are all on the pages. So folks, get busy. When you've got your three ladies having your coffee, your little coffee club, switch it into a little political cell. Give it a name. Mary, George, Harry, you name it. Give it a name. 3 or more. Clink your glasses. Clink your coffee cups. Drink your cheers with your tea, with your noon, with your high tea. We're with you. And we want to see that you're with us. In a loose, friendly sort of way. We're not a tight-knit club. An affiliation of friends. Okay, we'll talk at you the next time. Thanks for being with us. Goodbye.